Hi, it's Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media. I'm here in the studio with Hans Madsen from, International Container Terminal Services Incorporated. That is a mouthful. And Hans's company sponsored our last session of the day today, West African Ports. And Hans was an instrumental speaker on that panel. So I'd love to hear your takeaways from the session. What was important that you heard and would make sure that our listeners understand?
Well, I think, it's first of all, it's great to see everybody, coming out face to face again, right? And particularly the discussion about Africa, for me, always excites me. I think, especially over the last 2 years, very few people have been visiting Africa because of travel restrictions. So to start talking about it, make sure we get people to travel there again, do more business, I think is a positive thing.
Yeah, so tell me about what's going on with port investment, expanding infrastructure in
Well, for us, at the moment in Africa, we have 4 ports terminals, starting in Madagascar, where we just signed a 15 years extension to our concession in December. So we get to stay there longer, which we're very happy about. The country has a big development project where they are really expanding the port and trying to make it into sort of a regional hub port, which can accommodate the big ships, which is very positive.
Interesting. What's the timeline for that?
The first new quay should be ready by end 23, I think. So that's very exciting for us, and we get our extension, so we get to be part of that project, obviously also from an investment point of view. In Matadi in Congo, up the river, we are also very busy expanding, trying to double the capacity of our terminal there, investing more than $100 million there, so that's ongoing at the moment, and hopefully should be up and running within the next 1.5 years. Our present facility is doing very well, but we need more capacity, so that's positive. In Kribi in Cameroon, we just last year started a new concession dedicated to bulk and general cargo. Admittedly, last year with sort of trades in Cameroon being down, a little bit slow start, but we see it picking up now. Kribi is the new industrial area of southern Cameroon. Douala is congested. Not enough water in the port. This is a deep water port. There's a big industrial zone being built behind, where we already now see a lot of investments in cement factories and so on. So this is the industries we are catering for. Obviously also the unrest in Central African Republic and Chad has not been good for Cameroon's port volume either, but hopefully that's also calming down. So we are very excited about that and hope that 2022 is going to be a great year for Cameroon. Then our newest one, which we started operation in May last year, is in Onne, eastern Nigeria, where we started a new multipurpose terminal doing containers, general cargo, oil supply vessels. Started up, on a very good note. There was a big need. Vessels were waiting. There was a long queue, backlogs of cargo. So basically in 8 months we sorted all that out, and now we are working together with the Nigerian port authorities to expand our present facility and invest more money there also.
Wow, that is a lot of activity and a lot of growth, it sounds like. But what you did not tell me about yet is Iraq.
Iraq also, yeah. I was focusing on Africa. Yeah.
Well, that's true. That was your session, but I'd like to hear about Iraq as well.
Iraq is doing very well. Last year was, for the country as a whole, was sort of a waiting year. You had low oil price, you had devaluation of the currency, you had no government, so that means when there's no government spending, which is a problem. And on top of that, you had very high freight rates of goods, which normally they buy from Asia, from China, which basically meant that the total market, not only us, but the total market actually dropped by in excess of 15% in terms of volume, both containers and general cargo. But beside all that, we had a good year. We took some market share in a downward market, so we're happy with that. And as of now, we have invested in excess of $250 million in that place, and we have plans, for another $100 million to invest. So we are bullish on Iraq, and we believe that it will continue to grow.
Well, that is great, and I'm really hearing a big message of optimism as far as the market goes.
You have to be optimistic in business, right? And especially when you deal in developing countries, there will always be ups and downs, but you have to take the long perspective, the long view, which we believe in, which our shareholders believe in, which is very important. If you sort of measure every 6 months, it can be a challenge. But we have very understanding shareholders who actually believe in the long-term investments, which we do. So good for our business, good for our funding.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I feel like we've got a lot of insight into your company. So thank you.
Congratulations for the exhibition. It's good to see everybody back again. Thank you.
Thanks.